All right, let's get to it. So we gonna talk about the Wizards, man. The Wizards, the NBA draft lottery. The Wizards got the #1 pick. Man, you don't even know how excited I was. I was so excited, man. I'm a Wizards fan. I'm a fan of all of the local sports teams. You know, I'm from DC, so I'm a fan of the Wizards, the Skins, the Nets, the Capitals. You know what I'm saying? The Defenders, all that shit. So the Wizards been in tank mode for a minute, for some years. I think for like the past 3 years. You know what I'm saying? They've been in tank mode, especially since they got rid of Bradley Beal. I think they already kind of decided to hit the reset button on the franchise. And I knew they needed to do that with Bradley Beal. And Bradley Beal wasn't the guy. I was mad when they gave him that big contract. I felt like they probably felt like they needed to do it. I was campaigning, saying that he wasn't worth the money. You know what I'm saying? He was. I knew he wasn't. He wasn't it. He just wasn't it. But nonetheless, we've been in tank mode for the past few years, and I gotta say, this 2026, 2025, 2024, 2025 season was the first season through it all that I ain't watched one Wizards game. Through all these bad seasons, I've watched at least one Wizards game. Through all these bad seasons, I watched at least one, a few. You know what I'm saying? Last year was the year I didn't watch any. This year I watched a couple. I ain't watched a whole lot, but I watched a couple because, you know, even though they was in tank mode, I still kind of like the idea of having all the little young guys on the team, seeing what they was gonna do. You know what I'm saying? At least seeing them play. It just kind of gave me something to look forward to. But last year, tank mode, NBA draft, we got shafted. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna be straight up honest. I'm not one of them people that's opposed to the draft lottery. You know what I'm saying? I don't necessarily even think it's a scam or scheme. You know what I'm saying? That they set it up for certain teams to, you know, win the lottery. I don't look at all that conspiracy theory stuff, even though it could be factual, because you can't put nothing past nobody these days. But I don't really feed into all of that too much. You know what I'm saying? So, and I'm not really a big fan of tanking. If you ask me, I'm not really a big fan of tanking. So, even though we was one of the worst teams last year, we ended up, because it's a lottery, we ended up getting the 5th pick in the draft, which ended up landing us Trey Johnson. I wasn't that familiar with him, but you know, I was hearing his name leading up to the draft, and people was talking like, you know, he was pretty good. So, you know, I gave everybody the benefit of the doubt on that. So, you know, when they drafted him, I was cool with it. You know what I'm saying? But he wasn't Cooper Flag. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't Cooper Flag. So that was the big, you know, prize of the draft last year. So part of me was like, it's kind of, you know, a blow that we, yeah, I get inspired. It was a part of me, it was a blow that we didn't get first pick, but it's almost like, man, that's what you get, that tanking shit, because I don't really care for that tanking shit. You know what I'm saying? I was kind of happy that a team that tried to win won a lottery. You know what I'm saying? It might kind of get this tanking out of the NBA, because it kind of make the NBA some bullshit these days. I think a lot of people don't watch the NBA like they used to, partly because of tanking and all that load management shit. But you know, we got the 5th pick, but I wasn't crying about it. You know what I'm saying? You want a better pick, you know. Uh, I mean, fuck it. You just don't know. It's a lottery. Try to win. Fucking try to win. But this year, it worked. It worked out. You know what I'm saying? It worked out this year. Um, the draft came on Sunday, and I had the alarm set in my phone, set for it. I'm kind of surprised that the draft ain't kind of as big as uh they don't really promote it or make it like as big of a deal as I feel like they can. Not it ain't the draft, the lottery, the NBA lottery. I feel like it could be a little bigger deal. I think it ain't promoted that great, but nonetheless, the joint came on Sunday. I heard about it on the radio, so I had it in my phone. I had it on my calendar. I'm watching the joint, and I watched the lottery plenty of times before. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of know the speed of it. I know that it kind of goes fast, which is kind of cool. It ain't like the NFL draft where you kind of just sitting there. Your team might be number 22 pick. You sitting there all night waiting for your team to pick. And it ain't one of those type of deals with the NBA lottery. It's like, man, as soon as that thing come on, they kind of get right to it. So I tuned in, boom, got my fingers crossed. It's like immediately they start from number 14 going down, showing what place each team fell in the lottery. And they going quick, 14, 13, 12, da da da, go da da da. So I'm just like, yes, yes, yes. Each time, they call out a team that ain't the Wizards. I'm like, yes, yes, yes. You know what I'm saying? They eventually get to the Final Four. So I'm happy because last year, like I said, we had one of the worst records, but our ping pong ain't fall. The ping pong ball, the lottery ball ain't fall our way. We end up getting the 5th pick. This time we fell in the top 4. So I got my fingers crossed. I'm happy about that. And from what I heard is that this is a real good draft this year. This ain't like the draft last year where they had Cooper Flag, and then it was just maybe a couple other good players. Maybe. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't that strong of a draft. This year is supposed to be a strong draft. So I'm sitting there thinking, shit, if we get top 3, you know what I'm saying? Shit, if we fall like in the top 3, you know what I'm saying? I'll be kind of satisfied. Especially if we at least get top 2. If we come out with number 2, we already know it's like 2 dogs for the most part in the draft that we can at least come away with one of them. But man, they did the countdown from 4 down to 1. And needless to say, motherfuckers Wizards got number 1. They got number 1. I was in the house jumping around, going crazy. You know what I'm saying? Because I already know who I want. You know what I'm saying? I already kind of know who I want. I knew who I wanted, since college. Boy. Shit. Get the fuck off me. Do I got any more health? God damn, I'm about to die. Oh, am I? Go, boy. Come on. I am, since the college basketball season started, I had my eye on AJ DeMassa because, I already heard about him coming out of high school. So he was already on my radar. I'm one of the people that every year, every all-season, college basketball all-season, I Google, I do some research to see, who's supposed to be the best high school player coming out this year. You know what I'm saying? And, I just be kind of curious. It just kind of piques my interest to see who number 1 is, because I'll be curious to see if the person gonna live up to their hype. of being the #1 high school player in the nation. So once I find out who the #1 high school player in the nation is, I kind of keep tabs on them no matter where they go. I'm a Georgetown Hoyas fan, but I also like the Maryland Terps. You know what I'm saying? But I'm more of a Hoyas fan than a Terps fan. So they ain't even got to go to my school or go to the school that I root for me to kind of be invested in the player. I just want to see. I like to see if greatness gonna live up to the hype. So I know that the Bonsa coming into this college basketball season that he was the top player coming out of high school. So I kept tabs on him. And needless to say, the man was living up to the hype. He was living up to the hype. But then another player hopped on the radar that I wasn't aware of until college basketball started. Now, let's be fair, I don't watch a ton of college basketball, really, until March Madness kind of come around, or unless, one of my teams is doing good. You know what I'm saying? Georgetown or Maryland. You know what I'm saying? I'll catch some of their games, but I don't really just watch a ton of top college basketball games, I'll admit. But I was hearing about Peterson from Kansas. The two players I was hearing about the most, the Banser and Peterson from Kansas. And once I started hearing about them, I kind of was keeping my eye on him a little bit. He was on my radar a little bit. But the thing about him was that he had a lot of controversy with him. Damn. Oh, he got me. He had a lot of controversy with him because he was missing a lot of games for weird-ass reasons. You know what I'm saying? It almost, in a nutshell, almost seemed like he was load management. Like he was load managing in college. And I'm going to tell you like this. At one point in time, I was in favor of certain players in college load managing because they wasn't getting paid. I always thought it wasn't fair and it was like a travesty. It was that these college players was generating so much money for the sport and for these schools, but they wasn't getting no money out of it themselves. I always had a problem with that. So I always felt like if you already know and you done enough to, that your status in collegiate sports was already kind of set to where you definitely getting drafted and your spot solidified, ain't no sense of going out there getting hurt for free. You out there damn near essentially kind of paying for free. So I was kind of in favor of load management in college sports, but all that shit changed to me once them niggas started getting paid. Once they started getting paid, everything changed. These college athletes is getting paid millions of dollars now. So I can't support them out there load managing. You know what I'm saying? When you get paid millions of dollars. So in years prior, I would have supported Peterson from Kansas for load managing because he was already kind of like the guy. But I hear he was one of them college basketball players that was getting paid millions. Huh? In the fridge? What? The food here? Huh? No. No, thank you. So, it was just a lot about him missing games for weird reasons like cramps and this and that and that. Or he might play a game and then come out of the game. He'll play like the first half, ball out, but don't play the second half and a lot of little weird shit like that. And I already knew no matter how good he's supposed to be, I'm not rocking with that. Or I'm not taking that first pick. Not with the #1 pick. You know what I'm saying? Like the draft will have to be real shitty to where he's like the only guy. Like last year, maybe if it was a Cooper Flag doing it and there wasn't no real rival, then maybe I'd take a chance on it. But this ain't one of them years. This year it got like a few good players. You got Peterson, you got DeBassa, you got what's my man name from Duke? Boozer, you know what I'm saying? And you got A Cuff, you got a bunch of people that, man, you ain't gotta take nobody number one that's pulling that type of stuff. So when that came out that he was uh when it came out that it seemed like he was low managing, he already automatically got up off of my list. You know what I'm saying? It was the Bancer from there on out. And not only that, the Bancer is like he played every game. He played hard every game. Um, and it seemed like as the year went on, when they needed him most, he played best. He scored 35 in the damn. He scored 35 in the tournament game that they lost. Like he was out there. I need somebody like that. And on top of that, he's 6'9". You know what I'm saying? He tall. So it's like if you get somebody with some height on him, that's a baller that's gonna come to ball. It's like, man, that's who I want. So I think that's who the Wizards gonna pick. I hope that's who they pick. I'm just so happy that they in a position to have the choice to pick who they want. I'm with AJ DeBanza all the way, but you know I wouldn't be. It's rumors out there that Utah want DeBanza also. They got the number 2 pick, and that they may be willing to trade up to get him, trade up with us. And I'm gonna be honest with you, for the right price, if I was the Wizards, I'd fucking do it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I like DeBanza and all, but with the talent that's in this draft, if you can trade back one spot, you can still get somebody like Peterson or Boozer or Acuff or whoever else you like, and get a bunch of other picks from Utah, whatever they willing to give up or whatever the Wizards willing to take to move out of that number 1 spot. I would definitely consider it, because even though I like the Bancer, it ain't like he's LeBron. They looking at him like LeBron or Wemby, you know what I'm saying, Wemby down San Antonio. Or I don't even know if they even look at him like Cooper Flagg, because Cooper Flagg was a phenom, you know what I'm saying, going into college, and he lived up to the hype. I don't know if DeBanza is that. So I say that to say, I would trade with Utah if they offering something decent. Should I trade with them and move back to the 2nd spot and take Peterson or Boozer or somebody, plus have all them other assets? We're gonna need players. You know what I'm saying? We talking championship. We trying to get to a championship. So I would consider that. But all in all, man, I'm just saying, I'm just happy. I'm jumping for joy that, you know, we got this first pick. It's been torture. Them going through these tanking seasons been torture. It's like I ain't even able to watch basketball during basketball season because these niggas been stinking. It's like I can't watch no matter how much I like a team. Once I know you in tank mode and you losing on purpose, I can't watch that. You know what I'm saying? And I'm a Skins fan, and that's my number 1 sports team out of all the sports teams. But whenever they go to tank mode, when they losing on purpose, man, it's a struggle. I might watch maybe, but I'm not skipping out on shit to watch my team lose on purpose, you know? So I'm just kind of glad, I'm happy that I think that finally, now next year, I'm assuming this tank mode shit is over. I can get back to watching basketball again finally. And I'm ecstatic, you know what I'm saying? So as of right now, with no trade, if we taking trades out of it, man, I want AJ DeBanza. I want AJ. So, that's that's my take on that. Go Wizards. I'll be locked in next year.